Welcome back to Cooking for the Yum of It. Let me start by saying I am very sorry that this video is getting to you so late. I have been having some technical difficulties with either my camera or the software program that I use to edit everything together. So this piece of the video was actually done a few days after the initial cooking. So now that that's out of the way, I just want to say that I agree with the concept that Julia Child put forward, that food is like a passport. It can take you all over the world, anywhere you want to go. And while I have been concentrating and will continue to do much of my cooking in the French sphere of influence, this last episode was more influenced by Italy, specifically the island of Sicily. Now in Sicily, oranges grow in great abundance, and chefs there have used them for centuries to cook everything, to prepare, not always cook, but to prepare everything from salads to different sauces. And that's what I'm going to be doing today. I'm going to be making a Sicilian orange chicken, which I will be serving, or which I have served, with a cold cucumber salad. Now that I've let you know that, we can get started. So let's get started. Now the first thing you're going to want to do is take a nice orange and gently move it over your fine grater, because we're going to want the orange zest. Now, you don't get a whole lot of zest from one orange, and we need about a teaspoon of this, maybe a little bit more. So, I have to say though that it smells really nice when you're zesting an orange. It's a really nice orangey scent, for lack of a better term. So let's skip ahead to when we've got all the orange zest I need. And there we have it, our grated orange zest. Now we're going to set this aside for now, but all we really need of this is about 1 teaspoon. So we're going to let this set aside for now and let it just sit, because we don't need it right now, but we are going to need that later. Now, the next ingredient we're going to need, and we'll start with this orange that we just zested, is 1 cup of freshly squeezed orange juice. Now, I've got about, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, about 8 oranges here. And it always amazes me how little orange juice you get from an actual orange, but no wonder so many people get their orange juice from concentrate. But that has too much sugar in it, and this dish, I'm guessing, because I've never made this before, it's going to have enough sugar as it is just from the orange juice itself. No need for extra added sugar. Okay. Now I like orange juice, so if I have a little extra, I get to have myself some orange juice. So let me keep going and skip ahead to when we're all done. Okay, now we need to separate our orange juice into 1 portion of 3/4 cup and 1 portion of 1/4 cup. This is to strain out any excess pulp that managed to get its way in. Okay. Alright, that's enough for my 3/4 cup, and let me take this, because I'm going to need to squeeze another orange, because it just isn't quite enough for a full cup. So, give me 1 minute, a second. Now, we are going to dry our meat which is very important. You always want to make sure your meat is very dry so it will brown properly later when we put this in the broiler, because it does not brown in a slow cooker. But we still want to get our meat dry. So we take some paper towels and we dry our meat. Okay, much better. A little cute one here. I don't know if you see a little where I forget the term from the juices inside the chicken as it defrosts. It's not blood. I remember that. I just don't remember what it's called. So anyone out there who does know, please feel free to post that in the comments below. Now, let's move this here and move that there. Because what I'm going to do next is, okay, here we go. I need to get a liner for my slow cooker. That makes cleanup so much easier. Sorry about that. Now, I'm going to put this in one layer. Okay. Now, we're going to sprinkle this with some salt, pepper, and oregano. And 4 cloves of minced garlic. Gotta love garlic. Okay. And now we're going to take 3/4 cups of our freshly squeezed orange juice and pour that over. Don't worry if the salt and pepper and garlic wash off. It's going to happen, but that's not important for this stage. Now we plug in our slow cooker. I need a bigger kitchen. Anyone got a bigger kitchen I can cook in? I'm willing to cook for it. Okay. Now we're going to set this to cook on 5 hours at low temperature. So set the temp on low, start cooking, and we come back in 5 hours. See you then. Now, to go with the orange chicken, I'm going to be making a cucumber salad. This is similar to the creamed cucumbers I made in a previous episode, but there will be no cooking involved with this one. It's just a cold cucumber salad. So we peel the cucumber, moving all the green until only the white remains. Normally I do this over my sink, but it's kind of hard to position my camera so that you can see what I'm doing if I did it that way. So for this first one, I'm just gonna show you here and then move on. Now we snip off the ends, and we're going to de-seed our cucumber. That's a lot of seeds. The store I normally go to didn't have the seedless ones, so, which, if you recall from my last episode where I did cucumbers, weren't exactly seedless. So, Move a few things around. Again, normally I would do this over the sink, but camera positions. So you take your spoon and just scoop out the seeds. It's as easy as that. Easy peasy. Now, we put them in our little bowl and we move on. Now we're going to add 1.5 teaspoons of salt. Excuse me. Plus 1.5 teaspoons of sugar. And we're going to toss our cucumber with the salt and the sugar. And we are going to move this now to the refrigerator for a minimum of 10 minutes. Okay, now that it's been 5 hours, we are going to move the chicken from the slow cooker to a foil-lined baking dish. Now, this part is the foil is not necessary. This is just for ease of cleanup later. Okay, and now this is another optional thing. The cookbook was wrong when it said that chicken will not brown in the slow cooker. As you can see, it is browned quite nicely, actually. So I'm not going to broil this, but I am going to cover it to help keep it warm while I go on with the next step of the making our chicken. Now I am going to take the chicken juices, which have gathered here, as you can see, and we're going to move this into a small saucepan after I unplug the slow cooker. Let's move that over here. Again, I wish I had a camera person. And we're going to pour. It's another thing that makes slow cooker liners very useful if you need to transfer juices from one pot to another. Okay, now that we've got that in here, we're going to bring our chicken, orange and chicken juices. Excuse me. Don't worry, it's just allergies. I'd never caught the COVID and I never will. I'm very careful about that. Anyway, I'm going to bring this to a simmer. And while we're waiting for that, we are going to move on with the next step in the process, which is to mix 2 teaspoons of cornstarch in with the 1/4 cup of reserved orange juice from earlier. I'm going to blend that until it's smooth. Okay. Now, probably turn the heat down just a tiny bit. And we add our cornstarch and orange juice. And we're going to let that simmer until it's nice and thick. Here's a little bit interesting bit. Oh, we're also I actually forgot, but I did remember. We're also going to take a teaspoon of our orange zest, which we've been saving. Maybe a little bit extra. I like my food zesty. I'm going to keep stirring that. Don't worry if the zest gets a little dry as you saved it. Once it goes into the liquid, it will undry very quickly. Okay. You can see, I don't know if you can, but it is starting to get a little thick. Anyway, as I was going to say earlier, this is you'll probably already know this, but whenever you're boiling something and you may have to step away, to keep it from boiling over, place your wooden spoon across the pan, and that will stop it from boiling over. Oh yeah, it's getting nice and thick now. So let's jump ahead. Now at this point, we're going to test the sauce, see if we need to adjust the seasoning at all. Add maybe some more salt, some more pepper, some more oregano. It's actually quite tasty, and you can definitely taste the orange. But we're going to let it go a little bit more. And it doesn't look like it's getting any thicker, but it could be. So I'm going to add, this is an extra bit, I'm going to add a little bit of extra cornstarch, just half a teaspoon. And I'm going to stir, make sure we get all the clumps out of there until it's nice and smooth. I don't know if you can see it, but I can definitely see the bits of garlic floating in there with the orange zest. And maybe I want to add a little bit more salt. Now let's test that again. Very important. You can always never add too much salt at the beginning, because as I've said many times before, you can always add more if you feel it's necessary, but you can never take any of the extra out if you think you've added too much. I'm going to add a little bit more pepper, give it some kick. Okay. We're going to let that simmer for a bit more while we do some more work on our cucumber salad. So I'll turn the heat down here very low. We don't want it to boil, we just want to keep it at a nice, constant simmer. So let's do our cucumber salad now. Now, one of the reasons, the biggest reason actually, that you want to marinate your cucumber in the salt and the sugar is to help get rid of the excess moisture. And can you see that? Yeah. You don't want that. Not a lot, but you still don't want it. Now, we're going to take an onion and we are going to slice it. First we take off the two ends here. Peel off. Okay. Always be careful with your fingers and sharp knives. And remember, when you're cutting an onion, don't go all the way through on one end. Leave a little space, and you'll see why if you haven't seen previous episodes in a second. very carefully. This is the easiest way I've learned since I started doing this, and I learned it from a video, YouTube video of Julia Child preparing onions. That's how she did it. And there we go. The back part of the onion that you didn't cut all the way through holds the rest of it together. And then this part is also easy. And we put our onion in our cucumber. Now we do the next onion, and then we go on from there. Sorry, I meant the next half of the one onion. I'm not doing 2 onions in this. Now we're going to do 2.5 tablespoons of red wine vinegar. I need to add, by the way, normally the recipe calls for just half of 1 onion, but I wanted to add the extra because, you know, I like onion. I like my food to have flavor. Lovely, lovely flavor. And we're also going to do maybe a little bit of pepper. Just take your pepper shaker and just spank it on its butt, or bottom. Have to keep it clean for the Facebook censors. Okay. Now, excuse me, we're going to put this back in the refrigerator for 10 minutes. Okay, after the 10 minutes of the onion and cucumber and red wine vinegar marinating, I'm going to take this out again so we can drain more of the liquid that has drained from the cucumber, which I think is like 99% water, maybe more. If anyone out there would like to comment on that, feel free. Okay. Oh, move that over here. Move this here. Give it one final toss. And there you've got your cold cucumber salad, which is going to be great for this time of year when it's really hot outside. Now, I'm going to take some chicken. And I'm going to put a little bit of sauce on it. And we're going to give ourselves a helping of the cucumber salad. And of course, let's give the little bit of parsley to make it pretty. There you have it. Sicilian orange chicken and cucumber salad. And of course, this is my favorite part. I'll take some of this. Oh, that is good. And with the slow cooking, the meat, it just melts off the bone like it's like warm butter on a hot July day. Oh, that's so good. And now the contrasting flavor. This is quite good. I think I still prefer the creamed cucumbers better, but this is also very good. And if you're trying to avoid too much cream, and if you are you're watching me cook, this is a good alternative to that. Oh, anyway, that is my episode for this week. I hope you will, hope you enjoy it. Hope you get a chance to try and make this yourself. Please feel free to comment below, like if you enjoyed this, subscribe if you haven't already, and always remember, eat and enjoy.